Hey everybody, Patrick here. Today I'm going to go through and review a game of Azalea against Florian, and this is a newer matchup, right? Because Florian is one of the four new heroes in Rosetta. So I'm still trying to learn this matchup and keep up to date with what the Florian decks are trying to do, the different variants, and how to combat them as their opponent. So I don't know if this is going to be a good matchup or a bad matchup. Right now, probably is going to be a good matchup against all of the newer players on or the people picking up Florian are just gonna be newer to the deck, so it should be favored just because I have more experience on my deck, but we'll see. Okay, let's take a look at the equipment first. So I'll take note, this is my standard Death Dealer Azalea list. So there's no Crow's Nest. We do have Bullseye Bracer as a form of AB1, as well as just a way to, uh, you know, combat these slower decks. Being able to split up Bullseye Bracer and Snapdragons can make turns really awkward for them to block. Next, we have Death Dealer. This is just a great card at keeping up aggression and seeing a lot of cards in the game. Next, we have Fiendel Spring Tunic, and I'm expecting this game to go longer, so I'm hoping to get something like 3 or 4 uses off of this thing and really just, you know, carry a lot of have it carry a lot of weight in this matchup. Next, we have Skullbone Cross Wrap, and Blade Break 1 is important when it gets down to the end of the game usually. I'm expecting to get a lot of value off of this from pretty much every line of text this has. It's really good at smoothing out my aggressive turns when I'm trying to just carry tempo forward. And then also Snapdragon Scalers. I already mentioned it, but splitting up my usage of Snapdragons and Bullseye into sort of two different use cases or two different scenarios instead of just having it be like a snaps, endless air back to hand, Bullseye play. I want it to be something like, lead the turn off with a Remorseless and then snaps that and then shoot another Remorseless and then have it really awkward for my opponent. That kind of play. All right, let's take a look at the deck list though. So, pretty standard deck list. Bringing in 3 Infecting Shot. I'm just bringing this in because it is a aggressive card. I'm looking to tax their hand for blocks and really make them have to worry about on hits. Also, I'm bringing in 1 Red in the Ledger. I think this is fine. I'm either bringing in Sleep Dart or Red in the Ledger, and I think I am a really big fan of having this sort of like mix of 2 to 1 when it comes to like sideboarding if I'm not 100% sure, just because once this gets in the grave, I can recur it back, or I can find it with knock. So having the flexibility is really nice, even though it's not good for the first portion of the game. Also, bringing in Remorseless, I think this is going to be an all-star in this matchup. I'm expecting them to be fairly defensive, running things like Rootbound Carapace and maybe even like Reduced to Rune Chant or Sigil of Suffering, maybe Sink Belows, that kind of thing. So the top line of text, really relevant. Bottom line, fine. I already mentioned it a little bit, but 2 Sleep Dart, and that's just because when it gets down to the second half of the game, turning off their Mordred Tide hero ability is very, very strong. And then finally, I'm also just bringing in 2 Spire Sniping. This is like my flex pitch slot, and yeah, just bringing in 2 of these guys. Okay, let's hop into it though. Okay, here we are in game. My opponent wins the die roll, choosing for me to go first. That's fine by me. I think Azalea is happy to go first or second. And here I'm just looking to dominate something and get some chip damage in. I'm notably not playing my Codex of Bloodrot. I don't want to give them a free arsenal. That's the idea here. I am debating playing out my Rain Razors or even my Release the Tension just to draw better cards, basically. But I do have a sneaking suspicion this game's gonna go long, and I'm gonna need my Rain Razors or like need the full value from it. So I choose not to. My opponent though takes the turn, and while they're deciding what to do, just take a look at their equipment. Notice that they're running Face Purgatory. I think this is really good in the matchup. It's just something I need to play around. I need to respect it, so it kind of just turns off of my Bolton shots, right? My go wide turns. If they want to put a card in front, or they want to block with Face Purgatory plus the not attack action and attack action. I'm just reminding my opponent that it's their turn. Don't worry, they're here. I think they're just making a choice on something, or dealing with something in real life. But yeah, my hand's not too exciting. There's nothing much to say here. It's a Rain Razors, Codex of Bloodrot, Amplifying Arrow, Endless Arrow, and then Release the Tension in Arsenal. I'm probably just going to be playing the Release the Tension since it's face up, and then loading in like the Amp Arrow with I don't know, like Endless Arrow or something like that, or inverse, like load in the amplifying arrow, or use the amplifying arrow to load in the Endless Arrow. But they're coming in with Autumn's Touch, and I think I'm okay to block here. I think I'm okay to put an arrow in front of this and then use my Codex of Bloodrot as a way to load. Also take note that they pitched a Warmonger's Diplomacy, so it's something to keep track of. Just whenever your opponent's pitching, just take a peek, see if there's any kind of interesting tech that's going on over there. On my side, though, you can see that I'm going to block with the Amp Arrow. I like this. It means I'm just going to go release the tension, then Codex of Bloodrot to load in the Endless Arrow, shoot the Endless Arrow, and then release the tension to get the on-hit through. I really should be careful. I could think about snaps and then Bullseye Bracer here. I know that I really do like to split them up, but the fact that I have a Rain Razors on it makes it a little bit more appealing here. So I could think about snaps, but it is a big commitment. Okay, yeah, I choose not to. That's fine. I think it's like a blowout if, I Rain Razors or like I snaps and then, ooh, I might still do it actually. Okay, they screw up. They played the second sync. So that's, I'm kind of speaking a little bit quick here, but you can see how they should have let it resolve, given me priority, and then taken it back to then sync, because there's a chance that I screw up and I snaps. So that's just like a misplay by my opponent. They just pass it back though. They don't have a turn. For whatever reason, their cards just aren't lining up. On my side though, I do see the Remorseless on top. So I'm going to flip into that. I'm just going to quad pump it and then Fiendel Spring Tunic. And that's why Remorseless is great in this matchup. If they have a defense reaction in Arsenal, which it seems like they do, it is going to get locked there. But yeah, you can see this. This is pretty good. Going to come in for 17, dominate, on hit, ponder. They can't play defense reactions from Arsenal, and they will be under Seek and Destroy. So very, very strong play. Against slower decks or like more fatigue decks or any deck that's going to try to run you out of your pumps, this is the kind of stuff you need to be doing. You need to be stacking big dominated arrows. Yeah, they're not even going to try to block it. That's fine. Maybe they have a defense reaction in hand. It kind of felt like it. Like they either had one in hand or one in arsenal, and that's why they just like passed back on the last turn cycle. And they were trying to dig themselves out of it with the sink belows last turn. So pretty good for me. All right, we just find another Rain Razors. Cool. They do have a way to use all their cards because they're going to come in with E-Strike, CNC. Cool. I'm probably going to... I could probably just keep this hand. It's actually pretty good. Having 2 Bolt Shots. Am I? No. Yeah. Yeah, it's fine to block 6 here. It's not a great turn if I don't get to keep the Rain Razors and 2 Bolt Shots. So yeah, blocking with 2 Bolt Shots, fine. I like blocking with my arrows in these slower matchups because it preserves the ratio of arrows to pump in my deck. So Endless Arrow, I could, leave that on top and then draw into it. Looks good to me. It's a good arsenal target. If they get a little bit cheeky here, then I can try like snaps, Bullseye Bracer. Again, I don't normally do it, but the fact that I have a Rain Razors live is a big deal. So coming with Sleep Dart, the on hit doesn't matter, but getting one into my grave is nice for when their hero power is online. And that's one thing that you can see there. I'm learning this matchup. It's really important to just constantly be aware of what's in your opponent's graveyard. Just because you want to check their earth count, like it'll sort of dictate how they're going to block. So that's just something to keep in mind. Okay, they take it back. That's fine. It'd be kind of nice if Talishar didn't show you the blocks until you hit like accept block or something like that, or as an option, just because that's the way that I do it in paper, where I like put my cards face down. I don't know. It's just, I know it's like it's like a skill issue, but it's just the way I do it in paper. I look at my hand, like what it looks like without the cards that I'm gonna have. Again, I'm declining to snaps bullseye. Yeah, and it was a mistake. I should have done it. I think that was a really good spot for it too, because I would have been coming in for 8, so I would have demanded a piece of equipment for them to, or because they could have blocked 2 cards and then yeah, either helmet or gloves. So I think it would have been, it might have been worth it. I don't know. I don't know. Obviously, like seeing this, the fact they had plow under makes it like I'm biased, but oh well. Good sequencing though. You can see I'm not pitching, not pitching to the death dealer. I could have maybe just to preserve a pump in deck because it's gonna be a pretty crummy turn anyways. But you see I'm preserving on like the back end with the lace with Bloodrot, and I know that it's not great to be trying to set up big turns into these Earth decks just because they have so many ways to disrupt your arsenal in CNC as well as plow under. But I'm gonna try to get away with it. I wouldn't be surprised if they face. Yeah, I was gonna say I wouldn't be surprised if they face Purgatory right here. It's pretty good use of it. So maybe I should have played around this. I probably should have. I probably should have just like massively pumped this and just sent it. Not play like not playing into face Purgatory, not playing into a plow under or a CNC. Man, I'm just finding all of the rain razors this game. This hand is really good. It's nice that face Purgatory is out of the way. It's nice they're using a counter on their Malefic without the Florian ability being online. Like to see that. I think they just feel pressured. Either they know what they're doing and they're trying to keep up in tempo, or they're panicking a little bit. Yeah, I'm not blocking any of that stuff. I think I'm happy to I think I'm happy to tunic first, load use the death healer to load in the bolt and shot. I think that looks good to me. If I do take aim, then bolt and shot, I get to control the top card of my deck. Maybe that's better actually. And it also just like doesn't show them. Yeah. I should do take aim then bolt and shot. It just doesn't show them the rain razors before I need to. So I think I should do that. Hopefully I see that line and I play clean. I'm hovering it, so okay, good, good. So it's nice that I got the face purgatory out of the way. Otherwise, I would have had to have drawn first. That would have been the play around. I would have just tunic, death dealer to get the draw to then play around the face purgatory on the initial shot. And I could definitely consider putting this on the bottom. I think I should. Mm, I think I should have. But with this play, I'm actually again, it's like kind of setting up, right? I think the natural play here is going to be yeah, just set up. Oh well. So 1 is going to leak through. Oh, sorry, 2 is going to leak through. And then I should just be going tunic, death dealer, then put the endless arrow. Okay, that's fine. I think that's a mistake. There's no reason to stop the reload effect. Maybe like because I have bullseye bracer if I really wanted to. Yeah, I have bullseye bracer if I really wanted to. Like what I'm trying to say, sorry, is if I if I don't get the reload and that's what they're playing around, they think that I have like a 1 cost in hand. I can still just go bullseye bracer to load on the 1 cost and then tunic to play it. But my turn wasn't based around the bolt and shot hitting. Again, it was just like a my favorite comparison is just like a probing attack. It's just a something to just bait out blocks. So ah, kind of disappointing use of my snapdragons. or disappointing result, because that could have been an absolute blowout of a turn if they didn't have the defense reaction and I just went, snaps, then bullseye bracer, then shot the endless arrow again. It's so tempting whenever I see the rain razors. Also, the fact that it was my third rain razors, I think, was the deciding factor why I did it here instead of before, because this was like the last time to get that kind of usage out of it. So that's fine. It's it's disappointing it didn't manage to connect, but so be it. If I was considering that kind of play, I should have bottomed the Remorseless just to try and find something else, like either a pump to make that play more viable. So that's a minor misplay, but also would have made this game a lot easier if I'd done it. So with this hand though, I think I'm good to just go bullseye bracer, bolt and shot, and then just go pump, Codex Frailty, then like endless arrow. I think I have one in the grave right now. Yeah, I do. I do. Just confirming though. It's always good to confirm. And that's fine. So I should, why'd I put that on top? That's so that's so wrong. I shouldn't have put that on top. I should have put it on bottom so that I could try to find another like zero cost arrow to dominate. That's so weird. I don't know why I did that. Maybe I just wasn't thinking of it. Because right here, yeah, I should have just put that on bottom. Because I should have tried to stack this arrow because there's a chance that I found like an amp arrow on top and then yeah, there's a chance I find like an amp arrow on top and I dominate flip into it with like two pumps with the glide path as well as the lace with inertia. Or even just finding another endless arrow would have been good. So either way, here we are. I think I'm good to, yeah, put the spire sniping in because I'm going to flip it. Plowinter, take away my spire sniping. I don't care. So at this point, their Florian ability is online. So this time when I shoot Sleep Dart, it'll have an actual on hit, which is nice. Yeah, good to block with the Endless Arrow. I'm just going to, this insulates against drawing a card that I can't play out this turn. So it's going to be my arsenal. And it is. It's an Amp Arrow. So coming for 8. Wouldn't be surprised if they just blocked like 3 cards and then went Grasp, Reaping. Sounds like a pretty strong play. They are out of, yeah, that's not the play. They are getting really shy on equipment at this point, which is very helpful. Okay, do they have a defense react, or do they just not care? They do. Okay, that's fine. They like massively overblocked it, so their bark skin got like no value this game. Love to see it. And the final plow under. Let's go. So right here, I really should be taking stock to see how many pumps I have in my grave and how many are left in my deck, just because it's looking like it's going to be a tough one. Uh, or it could be a tough one, but yeah. Here though, Tunic again showing why it's so strong in this matchup. It just makes this play possible. Otherwise, I would have been coming in for 3 less damage. But I'm coming in for 11 dominate on hit Ponder, Bloodrot, and Seek and Destroy effect. So this is very strong. I think I said it before, but like these are the kinds of plays that I need to be making against these, blockout decks, these like mid-range value decks. I just need to be dominating those big arrows. And I just kind of stumbled into that one, but oh well. And we see the first Warmongers being played. I think we've seen one being pitched, and yeah, I don't think he's pitched any other ones. Maybe I missed it though, but I definitely saw one. And they're choosing as well. They're choosing what they want to do. They choose peace. Okay. So they probably just have a couple. Well, they're looking to set up because they are going to be under Seek and Destroy. So Yep. My side, Infecting Shot. And they need to put 2 cards in front of this, which they're probably happy to do. Yep, that's good. They are under peace, so this is, I'm under no threat from what they're doing here. They're probably just going to pitch in a grasp or like play out a Malefic Incantation or something like that. And yeah, cool. Make 2 chance. Nice. They got Arcane Seeds. Big payout for choosing peace. So heads up play from them. I need to close the game right here, and I think I can. I think there's like a million ways for me to end this game here. It doesn't matter where I put this. I'm just going to be going. Again, it doesn't matter where I put this. I think I'm good to just go top or bottom, and then play out the pre-med, then knock, and I think I have another Remorseless. It doesn't matter, so I should probably just get a Infecting Shot because they don't have an arsenal, right? So I don't need to worry about the no defense or the no defense reactions from arsenal on the Remorseless, and I think I'd rather just have the Infecting Shot present lethal at the end of turn, and then be able to like block out or pitch to all of their damage in this coming turn. But yeah, there's no way they can block this. I'm going to be coming in for 11, right? And the only thing they could do here is if they had a bunch of Fruits of the Forest. Yeah, coming in for 11. Should be game. GG's. Here we are on the post game. That was a really good game. I think my opponent had a very tight deck list. I liked the style of it. It was just playing good stuff and not trying to do anything like incredibly fancy. It was just playing around the fact, like playing to the core identity of what Florian immediately tells us they want to be, right? Playing the good earth decompose cards, not really like not including the bad ones. Playing things like the CNC Warmongers, just having good disruption into this deck. So I did like their deck list. I took a look through it afterwards, so I'm happy with that. And I think other than that, I'm happy with my play. I think Tunic really shined in this matchup. Actually, it's cool to see these sort of ideas play out in review, where I managed to get, I'd say, okay, I want to have 3 or 4 activations off of Tunic, and then I do. So in that game, it was definitely very key. So really good in that matchup. Just say it again. Other than that, it does feel a lot like what Warrior is trying to do. They want to block out a lot. They want to get really good usage off of their equipment and have a bunch of like effective defense reactions. So Remorseless definitely shined. Also, just like stacking tall amp arrows. I think I had an opportunity in that game, but I chose not to. And then also Infecting Shot is just really value. I don't think that, where is it? The Release the Tension. I don't think it really shined. I think I was just doubling up the effect on Remorseless most times that I played this card. But this is also really key in those grinding matchups. But yeah, that was a well played game, and hopefully I can find some more of that quality. I think as the meta develops and people understand how to play the deck and build the deck, it'll be a really interesting one to play and to figure it out. So yeah, really looking forward to playing more Florian games. Thanks for watching. If you had any questions about my choices in game, or you noticed something I could have done better, don't be shy to leave a comment. Also, check out the description for the deck list as well as a link to FaBrary. Thanks again, and until next video.